G'day Diecast race fans, welcome back to Thunder Valley Raceway for Group 6 of the JLH Krafts Prince of the Peak. We've got 4 brand new cars from America and Australia today in the penultimate round of racing here at Thunder Valley. 2 cars will go on through to the semi-finals, the other 2 will head on through to the DNQ tournament in just a few weeks. Let's head down to pit lane and check out the drivers for today's race, starting off with Summer Rose and the Corvette C7Z06. For Summer Rose Racing, she ranks number 14 overall in the time trial. She performed well in her one and done race. I'm sure she's hoping to continue that form on the track when she takes on Po Boy in the Camaro IROC Z. He ranks 15th, very close to Summer Rose. Nice looking car, again out of America. These IROC Zs seem to handle the track very well here at Thunder Valley. He's going to be taking on Team Thunder Valley's very own Rippy Zarzov in the Toyota AE86 Sprinter. He performed poorly in 19th position. Last car today is Gunner for Tex 10 Racing. The driver for this one is Kojo, and he ranked number 9 overall in his time trial and could be a dark horse in this tournament if you can keep that Dodge Challenger straight. Just a reminder that if you like what you're seeing here at Thunder Valley, like, comment and subscribe, give that bell a ring. We'll have some giveaways coming up later on in the season. Let's go and check out now the point system here for the Prince of the Peak. It's a standard 5, 3, 2 and 1. DNF gets you 0 points and you'll gain 1 bonus point if you can smash that fastest time. Okay, so drivers are strapped in and ready to go here for race 1. Rippy Zarzov and Summer Rose in the front row, Po Boy and Kojo out the back as they prepare to take off, and they do as they head through red line corner, down the straight and into the 180. Summer Rose leads by 8 car lengths as they head over the humps and into the home turn. Rippy Zarzov got airborne there and it allowed Kojo to sneak past for second. It's Rippy Zarzov third. Po Boy cruises in for 4th place. As we can see on the replay, she was in command from the start, Summer Rose. Rippy Zarzov got airborne just there, and that allowed Kojo to sneak past in that Dodge Challenger. Po Boy disappointing in that first race, but I'm sure he'll come good. As we check the JLH Krafts leaderboard, we see Summer Rose 0 and 5 leading the way from Kojo, Rippy Zarzov and Po Boy on 1 point. Are you ready to rock and roll now for race number 2? JLH Krafts Prince of the Peak, second last group of cars to compete here at the Valley before the semi-finals. They're ready to rock and roll. Drivers all harnessed in and awaiting the green light. There it is, and away they go through red line corner. Looks like a small lead there to Rippy Zarzov, but there goes Po Boy. He's tried the block manoeuvre there on Rippy Zarzov, trying to save the points. Rippy Zarzov gets out of control. He's been rammed by Kojo, and that's left Summer Rose nowhere to go, but straight up the backside of their Sprinter. And that could be damage for both vehicles in a time of 6:05. Track's not on fire today, but overall we get 5 points there for Po Boy. He's on the board with a win. Look here, he was all out of control. He tried to block these drivers from getting past. Poor form really. At the end of the day, Kojo and Rippy Zarzov can count their lucky stars, because without Summer Rose, they wouldn't have finished. As we check the leaderboard there, it's Kojo on 5, Rippy Zarzov 5, Summer Rose 5, and Po Boy hits the lead with 6 points. Very tight up the top as we head into round number 3. Race 3 sees Kojo and Po Boy sitting up the front. Summer Rose and Rippy Zarzov out the back for this third event. Away they go. Good start there by Po Boy. He's off and gone. He opens up a big gap over Rippy Zarzov over the jumps. Clear lead here. First and seconds done and dusted. Kojo showing off all his driving skills, finishing backwards. Summer Rose rolls in slowly for a 4th place finish and 1 point for her total in a time of 5:38. That's the quickest time today by quite some margin. As you see on the replay, Po Boy kicked off to an early lead. Summer Rose got really out of control at the Pepsi sign. That was the end of her race. But it was all Po Boy. He took off with a very quick time of 5:38. Track record is 5:15, held by end count. As we cruise up and look at the leaderboard heading into the final round, that's Po Boy on 11, Thunder Valley's Rippy Zarzov on 8, Tex 10 Racing and Kojo sitting on 7 with Summer Rose out the back on 6. Can still mathematically make it, needs a win in the final race. She sits on pole with Tex 10 Racing and that Challenger. Rippy Zarzov and Po Boy out the back for this one. They're ready to rock and roll. Everyone's alive. Who can prevail Two cars move on through as they head through red line corner. Kojo with the small margins, they hit the black stuff and head into hell corner. It's Po Boy and Summer Rose in the background fighting it out. There's trouble back there. Kojo hangs on the win by a bumper over Kojo. Rippy Zarzov sneaks in for third, and Summer Rose has again found trouble. She cruises in for one more point. That's not going to help her cause today at Thunder Valley, and it looks like we'll meet her again in the DNQ races coming up in just a few weeks' time here. Let's have a look at the replay and see exactly what happened. Text 10 opened up a little bit of a gap as they got onto the black stuff and they hit hell corner. Just there, Po Boy slipped off the track and rammed straight into Summer Rose, which allowed Rippy Zarzov to sneak past on the home bend and claim an extra point, but it matters not as it's Po Boy cleaning up today with 14 points. Kojo also driving well, he finishes on 12 for Text 10 Racing. Local driver Rippy Zarzov finishes on 10 after being in the points all day, and America's Summer Rose finishes on 7 points after a couple of disappointing races for her in races 3 and 4. But here we are, our two cars moving on through to the next round of semi-finals. Po Boy and Kojo proving too good today on the track. We'll see you next week right here at Thunder Valley for Group 7.